Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. And today we're getting into another Jurassic World figure review. This is the, I hope I pronounce it correctly, Regaliceratops. Post in the comments if I corrected that, if I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, you can correct me. And this is obviously a ceratopsian type of dinosaur. It has three horns on it, but it's definitely not. It's not your Triceratops. Now, I don't know the actual size on this dinosaur in terms of its real world scaling. You have your basic articulation, joints inside the shoulders to move a little bit outwards. The hips kind of can move a little bit outwards also. And then it has this movement where you can move side to side. And then it moves the head. But if you press it more, it's a louder sound. So the way they depict it on the box is you have varying degrees of aggression when you move that around. You can see here, this one actually has some decent detail. I think it has better detail than the Nigersaurus that I previously reviewed. And I actually think this one definitely falls into just a higher level of collectability in that regards, even though the factor of a sauropod, just the fact that they're so rare, I think makes people want to have more of them. Whereas there's a lot more of the horned dinosaurs, Triceratops like dinosaurs available. This one definitely feels very bulky. I could feel the weight in it, which is surprising that they made it more bulky and weighty than the Nigersaurus of the same line. They came from the same wave, depicted on the back of the box, which you could see here. I'll jump into the box in a moment. And I think that's just very interesting because normally the ceratopsian type of dinosaurs, generally speaking, have that kind of bulk and that weight to them for their size. So I think that's very interesting that it feels that way, but definitely feels like a very chunky and heavy figure. I'll put Owen next to him for scale. So he definitely has a nice size to him. Let's do the measurements. He is about 10.5 inches long. And if we're going to measure at the hips, he's about 4 inches high, but his crest puts him at 5.5. So as I always say, I like to do conversion into feet. So I believe I said 10.5. Yep. 10, 5. And he is considered 16.8 feet long. I believe I had him at 4 inches high. So he's about 6.4 feet tall at the hip. And at the top of his crest, I had him about 5.5 inches, which would put him at 8.8 feet tall, which is why he kind of towers over Owen when you're looking at his his crest. So a nice size figure compared to a regular guy. Sometimes we look at this and we might go, that doesn't look that much bigger than the figure. But in real life, if we were actually standing at the size of Owen, this thing would be larger than a bear and considerably more massive than a grizzly bear, than the biggest grizzly bear you could know of. This would dwarf it in size. So that's definitely something to think about. Yeah, that's definitely something to think about when it comes to that. That size alone is just huge in that regard. So like I said, when we look at it like this, we might go, oh, it doesn't seem that big, but in actuality, that's considered huge. Any of the other dinosaurs you have bigger than that was just considered massive compared to a normal guy. But that's why I like to do the whole scaling like that, so you get that understanding of. I think I said he was like over 20 something feet long. In terms of what that measurement equates to, I can't remember what I just said actually. I think I said the 10.5 equals over 20 something feet long. So like you said, if you were standing next to a creature that was um, over 8 feet tall and 20 feet long, it would feel massive to you. So just jumping into the box real quick. Nice art on it. It has a kind of desert-like background. It shows here that whole play feature in regards to levels of aggression. The more that you pull the switch or turn the switch, here you can see they just depict that even more so. And the other ones of the line, apparently this is from the Dino Trackers line, where they all come from a certain environment. And this right here is probably one of the best blended scanners, but it's actually a part of his little spikes or spines. But you can see that there. And that's about it. I actually like this figure. I think he actually feels pretty nice, heft in his hand, the detail, whatnot. As always, you guys like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.